Hey, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about Tyler Perry's comedy drama, The Oval, Season 3, Episode 17, Get a Grip. And I knew it was about Agent Grip, but did y'all notice this episode? They kept calling him Agent Gripling. They kept saying the full name, Gripling. It used to just be Grip, Grip, Grip. Now it's Gripling. I don't know what the reason for that change was, but that's what I've been hearing. So, how did I feel about this episode? It was alright. That's about all I got. I didn't. There was nothing really exciting about this episode. I'm not even sure I laughed much, except for when I think Simone kind of went in on Victoria and Richard was standing there. I think that's about the only time I chuckled. But what else? Oh, before we go forward, if you have not, as of yet, subscribed to my channel, please take a moment and hit that little subscribe button and then hit the notification bell and select all, and it'll let you know every time Barbie J uploads a new video. Then I ask that you write a comment, smash that like button, and share the video. That's all you have to do. It's that easy. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Now, let's get on with this video. This review, recap, whatever. I don't even know what to say. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, it starts off with Hunter and Agent Grip walking into the pharmacy, and Sharon and Dale are standing there shocked and speechless, and he's asking her about his offer. Everybody's not saying anything. I think Dale finally introduced himself to the president, because the president's like, you're not going to speak, talking to Sharon, really. So when Dale introduced himself, he said, well, we met already at the White House. He said, you did? He said, yeah, I was with Sharon. He said, I never saw you. I knew he didn't. He was too busy ogling over Sharon. But anyway, Hunter asked Sharon what about his offer. She's like, I'm not interested in you because I'm not a whore. Is that what you think I am? No, I'm not a whore. I'm not your possession. I'm not nothing. I don't want to be down. Where's Kareem? She want to know where he is and everything. And the president was like, I want to know who you told. I didn't tell anybody. You told Kareem, because Kareem's stupid butt went to the police. And she's like, I promise, I didn't tell anybody. He's like, you sure? You didn't tell? He said, no one. I think he said, did he tell her she was lying, or did he just tell Dale he was lying? I know he said Dale was lying, but Sharon was saying, no, I didn't tell anybody. Did you tell the butler? The butler? Yeah, the butler. Did you tell his son? No. Did you tell Sam? But Agent Grip was like, it doesn't matter if she told Sam. That won't be a problem. So they were laughing about when is he going to tell her? She want to know where Kareem is and stuff. And we still don't know where Kareem is. We don't know what they did with him. He wasn't even mentioned. He's nowhere around that we know of. So he was like, well, you need to keep stuff quiet. We had a private conversation. You shouldn't have said anything to anybody. So he don't know what he's going to do to Kareem now, but he wouldn't tell him. So when they left, Sharon goes, check the cameras. And Dale is like, there's nothing on it. So I don't know if there was nothing in the machine or nothing on the camera, because they have a way to shut those things down when they come in. We learned that from Kyle. But anyway, what else? Donald tells Alan to get Agent Grip on the phone. And, he did the small talk, like it's great for you to be back and all that stuff. And when Alan called him, he said, Agent Grip said he'll call you back. And he said, what? He'll tell me that. He said, yeah. He said, it's strange. He said, it sounded like he was driving. And he said, it sounded like the president was in the car. And Donald was like, you lying. No, you lying. He's like, no, that's what it sounded like to me. So he said, let's go. And they went to the Oval. I guess that's where they went, to the Oval. In the meantime, Dale and Sharon is talking, and Dale is scared shitless. And Sharon's like, look, I need to talk to Sam. And Dale's telling her, of course, it's not a good idea. She said, I got to talk to somebody about Kareem. I have to let them know. And Dale don't want to do it. And he's like, he'll go back to the house. And Sharon said, fine. Because she said, I'm leaving. I'm not going to let them scare me like that. What country is this? This is supposed to be the United States, where you have freedom to do whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. She's doing all of that. So Sharon leaves to walk out. Dale's like, you don't leave me here. Don't leave me here. I was like, Dale's so stupid. But when she was saying all that stuff, he was like, keep your voice down. They might be listening. She's like, boy, if you don't, I'm tired of you now. She started getting all upset and she walked out. We got Victoria is in the Oval looking for Hunter and complaining about, when Donald walks in, she started complaining about one of the non-English speaking staff members. And Donald's like, are you talking about Yolanda? Yolanda speaks English perfectly. Well, and she was born in North Carolina, so really, let's get real. She said, well, her accent doesn't know that. She just need a reason to complain about something or someone. She gets on my nerves. She really does. So Donald calls Agent Grip while he's standing in the Oval with Alan. And he answers and said, are you alone? He said, yes. He said, where are you? I'm right outside the Oval door. So he's like, you better come in right now. He walked in and he was like, are you lying about being alone? And he was like, no, I'm not. And then Hunter sneaks in the other door with these dark sunglasses on and a coat, some other side door. And Donald questions him and then asks Alan to leave because he started questioning the president even further. And Agent Grip was still outside in the hall. So he steps to Hunter, and Hunter's like, he about sick of him. You're acting like my damn wife. You letting your title go to your head. It's just a title. You don't tell me what to do. He said, I'm not trying to be your wife. He said, well, you're annoying me like she does, and you're standing over me like she does. He said, then I'll leave. He said, great. And so when he leaves out the Oval, Grip is standing there. He's like, to my office right now. So Victoria enters back into the Oval, and she's telling Hunter that she's having a second lady over. And he's like, why? Why? She's like, I said that, told him we have something on them. He said, no, we don't. He's like, we vetted them, and they're like clean, like super nerds, clean. And he's like, I really don't want any of them in that White House. Why are you bringing them in? She said, well, look, everybody has something on them. So he's like, do whatever you want. And he goes back to pretending he's reading some presidential stuff. She said, you ain't reading nothing. She called him what did she call him? An illiterate ass or something like that. And she just walks out and leaves him. So Donald has Agent Grip in his office. And he's like, yo, you my boy, right? And he's like, yes. He said, nah, I know you not. You not. He said, no, I am. You my boy, right? He said, so where you been? And Grip tells him everything. He tells him everything that about the hospital going downstairs and in the van. And then he asked him to take him to the pharmacy. He's like, not that again. He said, look, I can't believe you didn't even tell me. He said, if he asks you again, you tell me. He said, he's like a freaking 5-year-old out of control now. He said, this is getting to be too much. I'm trying to ring him in now. So he's like, okay. So he said, look, I haven't seen EJ Kyle, and I'm looking for him. He said, I've been looking for him for a while now. He said, you think something's wrong? He's like, I'm not sure. Something's just not right. I know. He said, find him. And if you F this up, you'll be detailed in Siberia. Have you ever been to Siberia, Agent Grip? No, sir, I can't say I have. Well, you'll be freezing your nuts off in there if you F this up. I was like, whatever. Then we have Sam. He's going to see Kyle. Kyle staring at the urinal peeing. I was wondering when we was going to see one of them scenes. I had a feeling it was going to happen one day. And he asks him to tell him the truth. He's like, I'm telling you, you asking the wrong person. You need to talk to the president, the first lady, or Donald. He said, you actually are barking up the wrong tree right now. He said, but I can't bring them down here, so I'm asking you for the information. And so Kyle wasn't saying, he said, you know what, you're not ready. He's like, come on, Sam, come on. And Sam walks out and leaves him there. That was a waste of a scene. Then it flips back to Sharon, who she ended up going to see Nancy. Why, oh Lord Jesus, Nancy? He went to Nancy, and of course, Barry comes down, and they're trying to convince her. She's asking about Mr. Richard, saying she needs to talk to him. They know it's about the president and stuff, and Barry and them are trying to get her to tell stuff. And she's like, I don't want to get y'all involved. I can't tell you, what's going on. She said, it's a lot. And he's like, Barry's like, but look at you. You're shaking and stuff. She's like, I know. But I just need to talk to Mr. Richard. Just call him. She said, he's at work. He's not going to answer. She said, well, call him anyway. So she called him. And of course, Richard didn't answer. So that was that. And then it was Max and Bobby in the hotel. And they have been summoned to go to the White House by the vice president So Lily seems to be a little upset that she's being left alone again. And he's like, "You're gonna be fine. You know what to do if somebody comes to the door and stuff." And Max is like, "If you could worry, you don't have to worry because Kyle is in a bunker at the White House." She said, "What's he doing there? I want him here." Like she got some power and stuff. And after what he did to me, and Max is like, "After what he did to you, come on now. So Max started with his mess and he went out. Bobby said, "I'll be right there." And she started acting like she's upset and all this stuff. And "I'm just a little nervous. I'm just a little shaky and all that stuff." Meanwhile, she's like, "After this," Bobby said, "We're going to look into this and stuff." And she said, "After this, I want my life back. Will I get my life back?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "And what kind of life would that be?" And he was like, "A life with you and me." And you hear Max in the hallway acting like he throwing up. and Lily's like, "You might as well go because he's out there throwing up. And he's like, "He's such a child. Get on my nerve." That's what Bobby was saying. So Bobby gets up, goes to the door, and she pulls something out of the crease of the couch. Now, to me, it's so stupid to pull that out because all you have to do is walk him to the door and then go back and get it. Why are you hiding something behind your back when you're about to be alone by yourself anyway? That was just like a silly scene. But then, is that her phone or was that Bobby's secure line phone? That's what I want to know because she made that phone call and they probably tracing all her cell phones. Donald is probably tracing her phone calls. And if he is, he's going to find out where she is. He's going to get a location and find out where she is. But whoever that is she calls, she's telling them, "I need your help." I'm like, we never saw or heard of Lily talking to anybody, anyone else that I know of. So who could this possibly be that she is calling? Any ideas? Put it down in the comment section, please. Then what do we have? We have Priscilla and Richard in the kitchen and he won't use what she made, whatever the tea or whatever she made. He's thinking she gonna poison, Victoria. She's like, "I ain't trying to poison her. I ain't thinking about her butt." So she's calling Victoria names and stuff, and Rich is like shushing her, shh, because she may walk in. She said, "Well, that's what evil does. It just pops up," and she's still just going. And I'm like, I hate when they have Priscilla acting like this, but you know her and Richard are talking and they talking about discussions they've had and he's just letting her know, look, she's like, "But Richard, we can't let them get away with this. She was saying something like that. He said, "Look, that woman is scared to death of you. You got her so scared." And he said, "What's going on with the first family is none of our business." And I was like, "Oh Lord." It just, I don't even know what that conversation was they would really have, and it was turning me off because all she kept saying is, "We can't let them get away with it," and Richard was saying it's none of our business. But if y'all there undercover with a job to do, that's what y'all should do. He's telling her she let what happened with Sam mess her up, and she's like, "No, what happened with Sam made me mad. I know my job and what I'm supposed to do." So of course Victoria comes in and wants to make sure that Richard is serving the tea or whatever, serving them today. She said, well, that gives her some comfort or whatever. And she started trying to mess with Priscilla again and said, "I want the Reagan silverware." And Priscilla said, "Got it." She said it to Richard, but Priscilla said, "I got it. You want the Reagan silverware? Okay." All of this stuff. And then Sam comes in and tells her that the second lady has arrived. So she's looking at Sam up and down. "Ooh, Priscilla, you're such a lucky woman to have this man, all that man in this little package," or something like that. I said, "Oh, God." And she started, and she walked out, and Sam is standing there, and Priscilla's like, "Ah, ah," like she just pissed and stuff. She said the nerve, and she's walking around and stuff, and she's telling Richard, I'm okay. And Sam go, "You sure?" She said, "Ain't nobody talking to you. Get your ass out of here." She just cussed him out and told him to leave. And that was that scene with them. Then it flashes to Victoria. She going to greet the second lady, and she want to have lunch with her. And the second lady's like, "No, I'll just stand here." She said, "What, you don't trust me?" She's like, "No." She said, "Oh, I'm offended." She said, "Yeah, sure you are." Then the second lady said something like, "That's a good one." And Victoria's like, "What? Scapegoating your son by using him to cover up your crimes." She told her she was a train wreck and everything else. She said, "Oh yes, I am. My son did do those crimes, and I have the proof." And she uh Simone, did the polite thing and asked, "How's he doing?" "Oh, he's doing terribly. He's not good." But anyway, Victoria's dismissing that. She wanted to talk about just the press conference and what Simone had said, her and her husband. And Simone replied with some comment talking about, "Well, when Hunter did this," she said, "That's Mr. President." And she said, "Hunter, whatever." I said, "Oh my gosh." She's like, "You pushing, you being a little," I forgot what Victoria said, but she didn't like it. Let's say she just didn't like it. And Simone really didn't give a hoot. So next thing she threatened to kill them and her little nappy headed kids. Kill you and the president, your little nappy headed kids. And Simone was like letting her know, "That's good because I'm recording every word you say." And she was like, "Oh, you're such a liar. You're not recording anything because we know when you come through these metal detectors or something, we could tell what devices you might have with you or what. I don't know, something like that. It was." So then the next thing you know, um, Richard comes out with the tea at the moment when Simone is saying she's leaving because she can't stand a fake ass biatch like her. And Richard was just standing there like, okay. And Simone turned around and asked him what's his name and how long he been working there. And he's like, "Many years." She's like, "I look forward to meeting the rest of the staff, especially if they, pleasant as you." She said, "I'm sure you've been through hell and back with this biatch." And when she walked away, he said, "Yes, ma'am," under his breath. You could hear him say, "Yes, ma'am." And that's the only thing that made me laugh, really. Because I'm like, yep, she is one. He was saying, "Yes, ma'am," about that biatch part. I'm sure that's what he was. But then it went to Agent Grip and Alonzo. They talking about Jason and how nobody has said anything to him. That he's basically getting away with it because he was on that detail. And anytime a person from, I guess, the first family gets hurt, he's supposed to go home or whatever. And they got him running around doing stuff like nothing ever happened. And they're saying that's messed up that neither one of them care about their kid. So then Agent Grip started doing something on the computer and Alonzo was asking him what he was doing. And he was like, "Have you seen the Agent Kyle? He checked in the first and the second gate, but he never made it here," something like that. And Alonzo looked like he's about to say something because he's trying to figure out, he's thinking, and he turned around like he was going to say something. And then Sam enters and he turned back around real quick. So Sam is asking Agent Grip, what's he doing there? He need to go home. He's like, "But I'm working on something for the chief of staff." He said, "And what is that?" He said, "Agent Kyle has been missing." He's like, "Well, I'll look for him, but in the meantime, it's protocol. You need to go home. You were with his first son when he jumped, and you have to go home." He said, "Chief of staff's gonna be mad." He said, I'll take care of I'll deal with the chief of staff." That's what he said. So he sent him home. And Sam did right did that. He went to see Donald, and Donald kind of lost it on him. Donald was like, "I don't give a ish about your protocol." And Sam, he's like, "You bring Agent Grippling back, and you bring him back now." See, when we saw it last week, I thought he was talking about Kyle. Bring him back and bring him back now. But he was talking about Agent Grippling. I told y'all this was about Grip. This whole episode was. So, Sam being polite, but he was like, "Sir, may I?" And he said, "What is it?" He said, "It's hard for me to lead my guys when I'm constantly being undermined." And he's right about that. That's what all they do. And the chief of staff do it most of the time. At one point, he had Kyle doing it, and Kyle was in charge. So he said, "It would be helpful if you would at least back me up sometimes, my decisions." And Donald was like, "What?" He started threatening Sam basically like, "Do you like your job?" And he says, "If you like your job, you do what the hell I tell you to do. Otherwise, you be looking for a new job." I said, "Oh, snap." And then it ended with, what is his name? Alan. Alan got the gun in his hand and he's sitting at his desk putting it together. I said anybody can walk in either one of those doors. Donald can walk in or somebody else from the outside. He puts the gun together, puts it behind, his pants in the back. And then he goes into the Oval Office and he's standing there with looking at Hunter. Hunter's turned around, and when Hunter turns his chair around, he's like, what the hell you doing here? And it went off. So that's how it ended. So like I said, this episode was So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section if I missed anything. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This your girl Barbie J saying peace.